Today what I want to talk to you about is a mineral phenomenon in Imperial County that we're fairly well known for. That is geodes. You may have seen these at the California Midwinter Fair where they cut them open in the IV Gem and Mineral Society building. They could be quite spectacular. Chemically, geodes really aren't all that different from other rocks that we've been looking at. So, for instance, you have some geodes that are basically silica-based. What you're seeing here is tiny little crystals of quartz that are within this geode or fragment of a geode that basically has amethyst, is what we call it. So this is based on silica, it's a silicate. And then you also have some geodes that are based on calcite. So this one here is calcium carbonate based. It's not the chemical composition that really makes a geode. It's the way that they form that really tells a lot about what's going on here. The key to a geode forming is that you've got to have a void underneath the ground. That is a hollow opening. And so they commonly will form in volcanic ash beds, where basically you might have something that was there that's dissolved away or left a pocket there. Or also they could be in sedimentary rocks, where you might have had a tree root or an animal burrow or a mud ball that dissolved away. In the end, you've got to have a void. It's got to be a pocket where there's nothing. Over time, what will happen is water that's laden with these minerals will enter into that void and fill that space. And so over time, it'll fill that space with rock building material, and then the water will kind of evaporate out of it as the crystals form from the outside in. What that means is you can get some fairly large crystals and make pretty spectacular geodes. So if you cut them in half, what you're going to end up seeing is you're going to see a bunch of crystals. This one is a silicate geode, but you can see a bunch of crystals, and if the water evaporates away after the crystals are formed, sometimes there's even a little void that's in the middle that's left. That's a geode. The silicate geodes will often be different colors. This is partially because you have elements that are within the crystal structure here. They give them a different color. So this one is pretty much pure quartz with not a lot of contaminations. But this is also quartz, this amethyst is. But the reason it looks purple is that there's iron that's kind of stuck in there, and iron gives it that color.